So these right here are the newest earbuds by Sony. These are called the WF-1000XM6. I have no idea why Sony is still holding on to these type of names, but for the sake of this video, we're actually going to call them the WF Xm6s. So let's get started. Let's see what these are actually about. And honestly, well, let me tell you if they're worth it or not. First, let's talk about the specs. What's the battery life on these? Well, it's a lot better than the last generation. You can actually get up to 12 hours with noise cancellation off, and you can get up to 8 hours with noise cancellation on. Obviously, your mileage may vary depending on what the volume is, how long you use the noise cancellation, if you have mixed use on them, and obviously how much you use the charging case as well. With the charging case, you can get up to 24 additional hours, which is a nice touch, and for most people, that might actually mean not charging them that often. Maybe every 2 weeks for some, and maybe for other people, maybe even just once a month. They are compatible with SBC, AAC, LDAC, and obviously LC3, which is a nice touch. My favorite one of all those is LDAC. It's the one that's most compatible with everything, and the one I always use on Android devices. If you have an iPhone, well, actually it doesn't make a difference because iPhones don't have lossless audio codecs, which is actually a shame in 2026. You can take pictures of Earth from the moon with an iPhone, but you can't use LDAC on an iPhone in 2026. Now, the materials and the shape of the earbuds themselves are actually different to the previous generation. You can see these are actually a little bit smaller, they're a little bit snugger, and also they have better battery life, so you feel an evolution compared to the Mark 5s. You can also see they still have memory foam on them, which is not a great thing for most people. And I actually like memory foam, but I do know some people struggle with memory foam, and it's actually not the best option for a lot of scenarios. First of all, it's really not that practical because once you use memory foam tips, you have to push them in, then you have to put them inside your ear canal and wait for the memory foam to push out, and that way you get a better fit and actually works pretty well. But imagine you have dirty hands, imagine you're at the gym. It's just not sanitary compared to regular earbuds where you take them out of the case, you just push them in without having to put all your hands and fingerprints all over the tips. And that scenario might even be just being on the street where your hands might not be the cleanest. There's also another issue with memory foam, and that is durability. Memory foam tips don't last the same as silicone regular tips. They wear out a lot faster, they're not as resistant to sweat compared to silicone, and simply are a lot more delicate compared to other tips, which is probably a deal breaker for a lot of people. Drop a comment below if you would still purchase these, knowing that they use memory foam tips. But you might rightfully say, well, there is an easy solution for this, and that is just change the tips for some generic silicone tips and call it a day. And you would be right except for one situation, and that is if you change the tips on these, you are sacrificing number one, noise cancellation, and also, to my surprise, audio quality. These are meant to work with memory foam tips, and if you change them, you are sacrificing two of the best things you get on these earbuds. Because yes, I would actually say these are up there being one of the best earbuds, obviously also with Apple AirPods Pro, the newest generation, regarding noise cancellation. They do an amazing job, and it's actually a lot more comfortable compared to the previous generation. The XM5s did have that little bit of a noise cancellation push towards your ear canal where you feel like there's an emptiness and feel a little bit of a pressure. These don't do that, but obviously if you're gonna pay around $300 depending where you live, you don't care only about the noise cancellation. You wanna know, what do these actually sound like? Is the audio quality any good? And yes, the audio quality on these is amazingly good. It's a lot clearer than the previous generation. What I didn't like about the Mark 5s is that you would get a little bit of a boomy bass, and you would get a little bit of a muddy experience compared with these because the mids and the lows would mix a little bit in some frequencies. These do a great job. You get extremely clear vocals, you get very clean mids, and you get a very pushy deep bass. It's not that wide open, and it doesn't mix with the rest of the frequencies, which gives you, in my opinion, a very balanced experience and great audio quality regardless of what genre you actually listen to. These are probably one of the best Bluetooth earbuds I've ever listened to. Bluetooth earbuds are actually getting closer and closer to wired IMs, which I think is a good thing. They're also fully compatible with Sound Connect. That's the app you can get on Android or iOS from Sony. and you can control a lot of things from there. Obviously, you can update the firmware. You can also control noise cancellation. You can get personalized audio depending on the shape of your ears. You can control 360 audio. These are also available with spatial audio on iOS if that's your thing. I'm not a fan, but you can control this inside the Sony app without any issues. I think you have to have them on you when you're connecting to the app because I couldn't actually detect them, which is a little bit weird. Maybe put them back in the case and reset them. Let's try that. Off camera, everything always works flawlessly, but once you turn on the camera, things start tearing apart, huh? It's connecting automatically. There we go. Now we can see them on the app. So now you know how to troubleshoot them if you have the same issue. Just forget them on your Bluetooth devices, relink them, and it'll probably work. But this is the app. You can see where you can control the noise cancellation. You can use a regular EQ, which I normally always have off, but if you want to have a different type of audio signature, you can do it here. You have different listening modes, for example, background music, which means you can listen to the music on a low volume inside the earbuds and still be aware of your surroundings. It's an interesting function, but I do believe it's better to use awareness mode if you want something like that. But you can do you, and you might actually like it. I'm not a fan. I always use standard. Adaptive sound control, I don't use. And you can always connect two devices at the same time, which is a nice touch. In case you work in an office, you have two phones, you can have both of those connected to the app. On an iPhone, you only get AAC. You can't use LDAC on an iPhone. I do like that the earbuds are pretty discreet. They have a very low profile. I don't like my earbuds being flashy, even less when my earbuds cost about $300. You don't want people knowing exactly what you're rocking. And these do a great job. Something else I noticed on the noise cancellation I liked a lot is that it's a lot stronger even with uneven noises. For example, voices, birds, barkings. It cancels a lot more than the previous generation. So these are the most premium earbuds Sony sells right now. You get great battery life compared to other earbuds on the market. You get probably one of the best noise cancellations out there. You get amazing audio quality. You also have to use memory foam ear tips. Take that please into account. If you've never experienced earbuds that use memory foam tips, first try some other earbuds that are a little bit cheaper than these. That way you don't have to pay about $300 because the price is pretty premium on this, depending where you live. You can also get wireless charging with the case, which is a nice touch. I always put it next to my base on my nightstand, so I don't have to even connect the cable to them, but I always get a great battery life out of them anyway. I hope you found the video useful. If you're new around here, don't forget to subscribe, drop us a like. It always helps us out quite a bit, and who knows, maybe check out this video over here, which I think you might like as well.